Good Monday morning to my fans. I don't know, I've never said that before, to my people who follow me. So, I am here with your Monday Mojo. I'm super excited for a new week to kick off. It's supposed to be a beautiful week this week. Fall has been pretty decent so far, I will say. If we can keep it in the 70s and maybe 80s, that for a little while, that makes me super happy. I know y'all want you cold and y'all want you cool. It's coming. It's coming and it'll be coming quick. So, well, I want to talk with you this week a little bit about the number one thing that you need to make sure that you have when you are trying to reach goals. Okay, so I know I'm not going to tell you quite yet what it is, but knowing that this thing can prevent you from falling into an all too common trap that usually ensnares people makes it super, super important. But before I get into that, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. If you're watching or liking me for the, just kind of coming around and wanting to know more about me, I'm Angie Rose. I'm the owner of Angie Rose Health Coaching here in Grand Island, Nebraska. And I have been health coaching for 12 years now, but I have been living in health and wellness myself personally for almost 20 years now and working on my health. So, been there, done that, and have lost a lot of weight, kept it off for a long time, and live what I preach, to be honest with you guys. And so, what I specialize in is really helping people to find a plan and a goal that works for them and finding the food that fits for their lifestyle and really help to build those habits in to a lifestyle plan, right? So nobody likes a diet, I mean, it's nice, it's quick, it's fast a lot of times, but nobody maintains a diet very, very long. Our goal is to find what works for you and something that you can maintain for a very long time and what you can do and what you're willing to do. So that's what I love about what I do as a coach is I really get to personalize and tailor what I do to each person that walks through the door. Okay. Now, this kind of goes with what I'm going to talk about today. There was a reason why I went into all that. But with me talking with a lot of people about fitness, wellness, weight loss, health, all those kinds of things, food and exercise and all that, a lot of people actually fall into what we call shiny object syndrome. Okay. Most of you have probably heard this. Most of you have probably done this. What is the diet of the day? What is the exercise plan of the day? What's the new food? What's the new vitamin? What's the new supplement? And you move from one thing to the next thing to the next thing because you're wanting a quick fix and you're wanting things to be done quickly. But every time you jump from one thing to the next, you know what? It just feels like you're running everywhere. I have had several people in the last month come to me and say, like, my relationship with food and exercise is very messed up. Like, I don't even know what my relationship with food is at this point because I don't know what to eat. I don't know what I should eat. One diet tells me this, one diet tells me this, and the other diet tells me that. And what is right? Well, you know what? The truth of the matter is when we have shiny object syndrome and we're jumping and running from one thing to the next, before you know it, everything's bad. Everything is bad. And then we create this hybrid of a diet and crazy exercise routine that I don't think most of us can maintain, right? So that's the other thing that I love about what I do is I want to come back to the basics of good, whole, real foods, healthy foods, and teaching you how to have a plan. Now, that is what you need. One thing you need to succeed is a plan. And when you have 50 plans merged together into sort of a plan and sort of a hybrid diet, you're probably not going to be successful. I mean, and that is really just the truth. So when you're jumping from this to this, I mean, we're talking keto and then we're talking no carb and we're talking high protein. And then you know what I mean? Like we get to a place, guys, that foods are bad and then we feel guilty when we eat them. And then it really creates a deficit in the nutritional value of what we're putting into our body to feel our best and to lose weight in a healthy manner. That is one of the biggest goals for me as I coach people is let's do it in a healthy manner, not just to get the weight off, but I want to feel good. I want to have energy. I want to be focused. I want to know exactly what I'm doing. And I want to get rid of guilt and shame, right? Like that's something I had to really work on for the first few years of my journey because I did every diet plan and I was trying to figure out what the right thing was, but I did all the plans instead of having my plan. And of course, we have to play around with it a little bit to figure it out, but having somebody like me in your corner helps us to get there a lot quicker than it took me. I had to go through all the stuff to figure it out, where really it just came back to eating whole foods, real foods, 90% of the time, 10% splurge. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but it really is the outline for healthy living. Okay. So, what I want to talk about is how do we get you to a place to pick the right plan for you? Okay. Because everybody's body is different and everybody's body responds differently. Every person is different with the medications they're on. They're different with where they're at within hormones and their cycling and health issues and all kinds of things, right? And that's what makes it really hard, I think, is because we see somebody else lose weight. We see them, they're doing really great on, say, keto, but you can't do dairy. And now you're doing all kinds of dairy and you think you're feeling miserable and you're actually gaining weight or you can't lose a pound. And this person over here has lost 50. Well, our goal really is to figure out the plan for you. Okay. So when we figure out the right plan, it's actually kind of like going on a journey that we are putting a map point in your app in your phone, and we're trying to drive there to get there in one piece, but also with less weight on and feeling better. But the problem is that when we are putting that address into the map, you know what? It usually comes up with several different routes to get you there. And you have to be able to decipher which one is going to work best for you. So some routes are going to be faster. Others might have tolls. You're going to pay a price when we start doing some of these things. Others will have more traffic, which means it might take you a little bit longer. And some of these routes actually might be scenic. Okay. So, I mean, just thinking about a drive, those are all the things that you're looking at. But there might even be a route that you never really thought of before because you're just looking at the diet of the day and what everybody around you is doing. So what route you choose really does depend upon you on what's going to be the best plan to get you from point A to point B and probably at some point all the way to point Z. Right? Does that make sense? There's going to be bumps in the road. This is a thing. There's going to be tolls. There might be some recalculating, having to go a different direction. But this is the part where people struggle so much is when the bumps and the tolls and the recalculating happen, most people walk away and they quit. And that's where a coach like me comes in to keep you focused, to redirect your route, and to help you figure out what is going to be the most reasonable thing for you to be able to accomplish it. Okay, so I know that when we don't have a plan, and it's actually a long-term plan. If you just have a plan for the week, that it's going to get you started, but we have to continue to plan. We have to continue to be looking forward in what we need to be doing next because it's not a one-size-fits-all journey ever. And I think that's a piece that's really hard for each person is figuring out what the pieces are that you need in your puzzle for your journey, right? So when it comes to fitness and health and weight loss, here are a few things that can actually make a difference for your plan. Okay, so I want you to think about this. You have to think about your likes and dislikes. For example, you know what? Some people will tell me like, I just want a meal plan. Tell me exactly what to eat, when to eat it, how much to eat. And I'm like, you know what? There's a good chance you're not going to like half the foods I'm going to tell you you have to eat. You're not going to probably finish if you don't like it, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. So know what you like and what you dislike. This also could go across the board with exercise and activity and just all kinds of things like that. Okay. You got to know your goals. What do you actually want to accomplish and what do you want to do? You have to have a plan that goes with the goals you're going after. Know your schedule. This is something for a lot of people. They don't plan and schedule things well, or you're so busy, you're going to just try to squeeze things in, and squeezing things in usually don't work. When it comes to health and wellness and fitness, it is to be priority. How do you make it a priority that it's something important in your life? You know, I read this weekend a meme or a GIF or something that popped up on Facebook, and it said, reword the way you tell yourself, I don't have time for this, this, or this, and said, speak the truth, which is, I'm not making that a priority. And I went, ouch, ouch, that's actually the truth. Because when we hear, I just don't have time to exercise, really what you need to think about is, you're not making a priority. Okay. If something is a priority, getting your kids to school is a priority. You figure out how to make it happen. Getting to work is a priority. You figure out how to make it happen. You do what you need to do when something is a priority. Okay. Look at your motivation level. I talked about this on another video this morning in another group that I'm doing. Motivation isn't always going to get us where we want to go. It is nice when we're motivated, take advantage of that, but motivation isn't the key to being successful. It is being intentional, it is being aware, and it's making a choice that I'm going to do what I need to do, even if I don't feel like it, because then motivation actually comes. Because then you start realizing this is important, or you get excited about it, or you find keys and things that are going to work for you, which then build motivation around what you're doing. You can do something you don't like doing and make it a priority. And before you know it, it really does matter, right? It really does matter. Pay attention for your goals and your plans to your current routine. Where is time leaking and being sucked daily? If you're sitting watching TikTok for an hour a day, I promise you, you have time to exercise and cook a meal. Okay? Order your groceries on an app and get them delivered to you. There are things that you can do. I know there's lots of fun things you can learn on TikTok too. I'm not a TikTok gal, but my sister is, and she's always telling me like, this is what I learned on TikTok. So, but you still got to exercise and do what you need to do. And then also another thing that can make a difference is understanding your history and your experiences with weight loss and how, or wellness and health, and how it actually affects your choices today. You know, so many of us have done a lot of things and we've failed. We've done a lot of things and maybe we've done them well, but maybe we've reverted back and gained our weight back or whatever it may be, or we just get tired of trying because we keep giving in. Well, make this decision that you won't, you know, or make the decision that every day I'm going to get up and I'm going to start over again if that is what I have to do, because I'm going to do the right thing, because it's the right thing, because in the long run, it does pay off. Okay. So, you know what? The thing of it is, I'm doing something right now called the 21-day habit challenge. And that is really what this is about, guys, is that when I do the right thing over and over and over, it does become a habit and it becomes the new normal. So what do you need to do in your life to make it the new normal? Sometimes it doesn't feel good at first. Sometimes it doesn't even look pretty when we do it at first. Most of the time, we don't even do it right when we do it at first. But we figure it out, we move forward, and we make a plan. Okay? So that is the number one thing that you need for success is a plan. If this is something you're not good at, I'm really, really good at it. Very, very good at it. So if you decide you would love to come in and have me work with you and help you create a plan, now is the time to do it. You can give me a call. My number is 308-850-2419. Set up that 1 hour free consultation. We can sit down and talk about what you need to do to get started and create a plan for your healthier living and your lifestyle. And you know what? No obligation. We can just visit. But I have a feeling, you know what? I've seen many people, once they have that accountability, I've seen them be very successful with moving forward versus walking away from it too quick. All right. So tell me in the comments below, what is your number one tool for planning? How do you plan to be successful? All right. Does that make sense? In the comments below, tell me what your number one tool is for being successful. All right, guys, that is what I have for you this week. Get a plan, have a plan, figure out which plan is for the week so that you are on point and doing what you need to be doing, and have a healthy, happy week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.